Hello creative friends, this is Joy coming to you with another art journal page. This particular page I'm doing for fall, since fall is coming up, and I put some papers down on this page with some watered down gesso, but I could have skipped this step because in the end you can't see any of the papers that I put down on this page, so oh well. On this particular scrap piece of paper I had sitting on my desk, I decided to draw a tire on it to go on my page. As I said, this page is all about fall, and it is the theme for the creative collaboration art group that I am a member of. And if you want to see other artists' videos that they've posted for the fall theme, you can put in hashtag love fall art on YouTube and you'll be able to see all the other videos that the other artists put out there on YouTube. I am using Americana and Apple Barrel acrylic paint for this particular page, and I don't really have a picture of a tire. It might have helped if I had a picture of a tire, but I was just trying to draw and paint, a tire. It's kind of a painterly, impressionistic, tire. So I didn't really have a picture. I just figured, well, it's just an art journal page and it's for fun, and so I'll just do the best I can to try to, figure out how to paint it. And here I'm trying to do some tread type patterning on this tire, and again, like I said, it's very impressionistic, but it's enough for people to be able to see that it's a tire. But I really like the way that this particular page turned out, and I really love the colors of fall, the burgundy and orange and greens and yellows, and so those are the colors that I ended up using on this page. And like I said, the background that I created to start with all those pretty papers ends up not really being able to see it in the end because the acrylic paint I was using just kind of covered it up. If I'd known it was going to cover it all up, I would have used it for that page for something else and used like watercolors or something else on top that was more transparent, but no big deal. I still had fun creating the page. And once this was dry, I turned over the piece of paper that I painted the tire on and put some gesso on the back. And it had some stamping on there from another project where I'd stamped off a stamp, and it didn't completely cover it, but I didn't really care. So here I am putting some dark blue and some turquoise on this page, and I wanted the sky to go from dark blue to like a turquoise and then to like a light kind of gray blue. So I'm putting the sky in here and then adding some white, and as you can see, like I was saying, it completely covered the background and all the colorful papers that I had put down previously. So I decided to try to blot some of it up with some water and a piece of paper or a baby wipe to try to see if I can get it to be a little bit more transparent, but it didn't really help much, so I just went with it. Like I said, I used Apple Barrel and Americana paints for this page, and on the bottom here I decided to put the different fall colors that I was going to use on the page and kind of do just a painterly kind of like ground, with the different fall colors. And there I cleaned my brush because it was the colors were starting to get too brown. I didn't mind a little bit of brown in there, but I also still wanted to see some of the yellow and the greens and the reds and stuff. I didn't want it to end up turning everything brown. So here I have these leaves that me and my granddaughter collected when we went on a nature walk last fall, and brought them back, and we did some leaf printing on some pictures that we created. So I thought it would be a good idea to do the same thing with this particular journal page, as far as using the leaves to print on the journal page. So that's what I'm doing here, and it seemed like I got a better print when I used the roller over the top of them. And I tried to, for each color, pick two different leaves, shapes and size leaves, to do the leaf prints on the page. So that way I had some variety, and of course I was doing some of the printing down on the ground, because as I was saying, that the ground is real impressionistic, but I also wanted to do some leaf prints down there, so you get the idea that that's leaves, on the ground. But this page was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I really liked the way that it turned out in the end. And I love the colors on the page. It was just, really pretty colors. I love fall colors anyway, so I was really happy with this page. And here I decided that I was going to draw a trunk, a tree trunk, and then a tree branch. And again, this is very impressionistic, and I kind of had a general idea of, how I wanted it to look and how on the page. So I drew that on there with some chocolate paint, and then highlighted it with some cream paint, and also add a little bit of black to the brown to do darker browns for, some shadowing. And then after I got that on there, I realized there was some areas that needed some more leaf printing. So here I was going back and filling in some more areas with the leaf prints. And after I was done printing with the leaf, I was taking some of the paint and coloring the leaf and kind of setting it aside to dry, because I was debating on whether I wanted to actually use the leaves themselves on this page or not. So I figured for now I was just going to print with them and then set them aside and let them dry, and then I would decide later whether to actually put them on the page or not, which in the end I did end up putting them on here, and it just really made this page really pop and made it really pretty. I also found, dug in my stash and found a quote to add to this page. Instead of adding a word or a quote on the page itself, I thought it would be a good idea to add it to the back of the tire. So you'll see here in a minute where I take the quote that I found and start writing it on the back of the tire after I had cut it out. And here I'm writing the quote that I found on the back of the tire. And I kind of went off camera, so I cut a lot of this out. And plus, it's just me, writing it on there, so it's not like you missed much there. And then here I put at the bottom, renew yourself, because I thought this page was about renewal. And then here I took Aleene's tacky glue and glued the leaves on the page. If you like my videos that I'm putting out, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, or you can like or leave me a comment. I would really love to hear from you. And again, if you want to see more videos from the Creative Arts Collaborators, you can search on YouTube for #LoveFallArt. And here I just put a piece of wax paper on top and books just to weight it down until they dried. I've got a piece of string for my tire and tying it onto the tire. And then I poke a hole in the page where I want it to hang from the branch, and then thread the string through that and tie that off as well. And then lastly, I add a little bit of glue to the knot just to keep it from coming untied and to keep it laying flat. And that's pretty much this particular art journal page. I hope you liked the video, and you guys have a good afternoon. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.